Listen to me, you don't have to swing a sword to win a battle. You don't have to fight in the dirt to prove who you are. Real strength, real dominance, real victory is when you rise so high that your enemies can't even reach you. You destroy your enemy not by matching their energy, but by mastering yours. You see, most people waste their energy reacting to hate, gossip, jealousy, betrayal. They get pulled into emotional quicksand trying to fight battles that don't deserve their presence. But you're not most people. You're a warrior built for higher ground. And the higher you go, the quieter it gets. Because victory doesn't come from noise, it comes from power, inner power. The first way to destroy your enemy without fighting is to outgrow them. When someone attacks you, criticizes you, lies about you, they're not really attacking you. They're attacking what they don't understand about you. People throw stones at things that shine too bright. So outgrow their level. Grow in wisdom, grow in calm, grow in results. Because when you elevate, their weapons become too small to reach you. The best revenge is never destruction, it's distance, it's success. The second way, control your emotional state. The person who controls emotion controls the game. Your enemy wants you angry, reactive, bitter, because that's when you lose clarity. You stop thinking like a creator and start acting like a victim. But when you train your mind, when you learn to breathe before you speak, to pause before you strike, you become unstoppable, because your calm is your crown. The more they push, the more you hold your center. You turn every insult into information, every pain into power, every attack into awareness. And the third way, win through discipline. There's nothing that silences an enemy faster than results they can't argue with. You want to destroy them? Let your work speak. Let your focus speak. Let your consistency scream louder than their opinions. Every day you show up, every goal you crush, every new level you reach, you bury their doubt under evidence. You're not fighting them, you're proving them irrelevant. People talk, let them. People hate, let them. You're not here to fight them, you're here to outlast them. You're not here to argue, you're here to evolve. Because the greatest form of revenge is transformation. You turn their weapons into lessons, their negativity into momentum, their opposition into motivation. Listen, you don't need to fight small wars when you're destined for big victories. Every minute spent fighting a fool is a minute stolen from your future. The moment you realize that peace is power, that silence is strategy, that growth is the loudest roar you've already won. So stand tall, stay focused. Let your light burn so fiercely that it blinds your enemies and inspires the world. Don't fight them, outshine them. Don't argue, ascend. Don't destroy them with anger, destroy them with excellence. Because the real battle isn't outside you, it's within you. And when you win that battle, no enemy, no hater, no critic, no obstacle can ever defeat you again. You don't need to fight for your worth, you just need to live it. Outgrow your enemies by elevating beyond their reach. When people attack you, doubt you, or try to drag you down, it's rarely about you. It's about what they see in you that exposes what they're missing in themselves. You must understand the moment you start growing, shining, and evolving, you will naturally trigger insecurity in people who've chosen to stay small. That's not your fault, and it's not your job to fix them. Your job is to keep climbing. The air gets thinner the higher you go, and not everyone is built to breathe up there. You destroy your enemy not by throwing punches, not by proving your point, but by reaching a place they can't survive. You grow beyond their reach by becoming something their energy can no longer touch. When you decide to outgrow your enemies, you are making a powerful decision to protect your peace, because when you rise, the same noise that used to shake you starts to fade away. You realize their opinions don't define your worth, their jealousy doesn't dim your light, and their criticism doesn't delay your destiny. You outgrow the need to respond. You outgrow the need to be understood. You outgrow the temptation to explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. That's what true growth looks like when you stop needing validation from those who can't even see your vision. You start investing your energy in progress, not in petty conflict. Growth isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. It's walking away instead of clapping back. It's choosing discipline over drama. It's staying focused on your purpose while others waste time talking. It's no longer letting the same triggers pull you back into old battles. You start realizing that not every battle deserves your sword. Some are best won by silence, by walking away, by continuing to rise. You learn that maturity is not reacting to everything that seeks to provoke you. Because when you're growing, you stop playing on their field. You build your own. Your enemies, your critics, your doubters, they all feed on reaction. They want you distracted, emotional, defensive. They want to see you shaken because it makes them feel powerful. But when you outgrow them, their power disappears. Because their words only carry weight when you care. Their actions only matter when you give attention. Once you stop feeding their fire, it burns out. You become untouchable, not because the attacks stop, but because they no longer penetrate. You've built emotional armor. You've built spiritual height. And from that height, you can see what they can't. You understand that small minds fight. Great minds focus. You know that every time you resist the urge to fight back, you gain strength, clarity, and control. When you grow, you start to notice the difference between battles that grow you and battles that drain you. Not every argument needs an answer. Not every insult needs a response. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to simply keep moving forward. Outgrowing your enemies doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're wise. It means you've realized your energy is too valuable to waste on nonsense. It means you've chosen to be effective instead of emotional. When you grow, you choose to operate from purpose, not from pride. Pride says, I'll show them. Purpose says, I'll keep going. The truth is, your growth is the ultimate revenge. Every time you level up, you prove them wrong without saying a word. Every time you stay consistent when they expect you to quit, you win. Every time you smile when they try to steal your joy, you win. Every time you keep building, creating, learning, and pushing forward, you win. You become living proof that their negativity was powerless. Because what they meant for harm became your motivation. Their opposition became your opportunity. You start using their criticism as construction material to build your next level. You start feeding off the energy they meant to destroy you. That's how growth works. It turns pain into progress, hate into hunger, enemies into educators. You learn to thank the people who doubted you because they taught you to depend on yourself. You thank the ones who left you because they forced you to find your own strength. You thank the ones who tried to destroy you because they revealed how unshakable you really are. You see, outgrowing your enemies isn't about ignoring reality. It's about seeing the deeper truth. Every enemy has a purpose. They sharpen you. They challenge you. They refine your focus. But once you've learned what they came to teach, you move on. You don't stay in the lesson, you graduate. Elevation requires separation. You can't reach new heights while clinging to the same toxic cycles, the same arguments, the same environments that stunt your growth. You've got to be willing to let go of bitterness, of resentment, of the need to prove anything, because the moment you release those weights, you rise. And when you rise, you outgrow. You outgrow comparison. You outgrow competition. You outgrow the desire to be liked by people who secretly want to see you fail. You outgrow fear because you've seen what happens when you trust your purpose instead of your pain. When you're on a mission, the noise fades. You start to realize that energy goes where focus flows. And you're no longer focused on them. You're focused on who you're becoming. You're focused on mastering your craft, mastering your emotions, mastering your environment. And every step you take upward makes it harder for negativity to reach you, because what used to trigger you no longer gets a reaction. What used to hurt you now teaches you. What used to stop you now fuels you. That's the power of growth. It rewires your perspective. So when people try to pull you back into old patterns, don't fight them. Just rise. When they gossip, let them. When they mock, let them. When they doubt, let them. Because they'll have to watch as your life becomes the proof that their words were meaningless. You outgrow them by staying consistent in your elevation. You don't need revenge. You don't need validation. You just need to keep growing until they can't recognize the version of you they once tried to break. That's how you destroy your enemy. Not with rage, not with retaliation, but with relentless growth that takes you beyond their reach. Control your emotions. Power is in your calm. The real battlefield isn't around you. It's inside you. The person who controls emotion, controls the moment, controls the outcome, controls their destiny. Most people lose not because they're not talented, but because they can't master their emotional state. They let anger take the wheel. They let fear dictate decisions. They let frustration destroy focus. The strongest person in any room isn't the loudest, it's the calm one. The one who refuses to be pulled into emotional chaos. The one who thinks when everyone else reacts. The one who stands steady when everyone else panics. Calm is not weakness, calm is command. When you control your emotions, you can walk through storms without losing your balance. You can hear lies without losing your truth. You can face hate without losing your heart. Every great victory starts with self-control. You can't conquer the outer world till you conquer your inner one. Because if anger controls you, then your enemy controls you. If fear drives you, then you're already off course. If doubt dominates your thoughts, then you've already surrendered your power. Emotional control is what separates leaders from followers, creators from complainers, and warriors from warriors. When you master your state, nothing external can break you. You stop reacting to everything and start responding with purpose. You start to understand that your emotions are tools, not tyrants. They exist to serve you, not rule you. Most people think controlling emotion means suppressing it. It doesn't. It means understanding it. It means learning to read what emotion is trying to tell you without letting it take you hostage. Anger can show you where a boundary has been crossed, but it doesn't have to make you destructive. Fear can warn you about danger, but it doesn't have to make you paralyzed. Sadness can remind you of what matters, but it doesn't have to make you hopeless. When you develop emotional intelligence, you stop being a victim of your feelings and start being the master of your mind. There will be moments when people push every button you have. They'll say things to provoke you, betray you, misjudge you, and everything in you will want to react to prove them wrong, to make them feel what they made you feel. But that's the trap. That's how they win. They don't need to defeat you, they just need to make you lose control. Because once you lose your composure, they own the moment. The one who stays calm always has the upper hand. The one who can pause before responding has already won half the battle. That pause, that breath, that space between stimulus and reaction, that's where your power lives. That's where strength is born. Think about it. Every time you've made a decision, in anger, regret followed. Every time you've spoken from fear, opportunity disappeared. Every time you've acted from impulse, you've weakened your own position. But when you take a moment to center yourself, to breathe, to see things clearly, you respond from power, not from pain. You become strategic, not reactive. You stop letting the moment control you and start using the moment to your advantage. Emotional control gives you clarity, and clarity gives you control over outcome. It's not easy because emotions are intense, they're loud, they demand attention, but you have to become the observer, not the prisoner. When anger rises, don't fight it, feel it, name it, and let it pass. When fear whispers, listen long enough to learn, then move anyway. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself that emotion is temporary, but vision is permanent. You don't silence emotion by ignoring it, you silence it by mastering it. And mastery comes through awareness. The more aware you become of your emotional patterns, the easier it becomes to redirect them toward your purpose. Control your emotions and you control your energy. Every outburst drains your power. Every reaction wastes your focus. You can't build a powerful life with a scattered mind. Calm is how you gather your strength. Calm is how you protect your energy. Calm is how you create space for solutions to appear. Because when your mind is chaotic, you can't see clearly. But when you breathe and stay grounded, answers rise to the surface. That's why emotional discipline isn't just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. It's learning to stay steady when the world shakes. It's learning to keep your peace in places designed to destroy it. There will always be chaos. There will always be people who try to provoke, manipulate, or control your emotions. You can't control what they do, but you can control what you give. You don't owe anyone your reaction. You don't owe anyone your peace. You don't owe anyone access to your emotions. The moment you stop giving emotional energy to things that don't deserve it, your power multiplies. Because now your energy is focused on creation, on growth, on direction, not destruction. The calm person doesn't need to shout, doesn't need to prove, doesn't need to panic. Their energy says, I've already won. Because true calm isn't about pretending everything's okay. It's about knowing you'll handle it even if it's not. It's the quiet confidence that says, I control me. And that's the foundation of every victory. When you're calm, you can see the whole board. You can see moves your enemy doesn't see. You can make decisions based on purpose, not pressure. That's how you destroy your enemy without fighting you. Let them exhaust themselves in emotional chaos while you conserve your energy for execution. When you control your emotions, you no longer live in reaction to life, you live in creation. You start designing your days, setting your tone, shaping your state before the world does it for you. You begin every morning deciding how you want to feel, how you want to show up, and how you want to respond. And when something tries to knock you off balance, you anchor back into that state. You remind yourself that your peace is too expensive to give away. You refuse to let external storms disrupt your internal climate. That's mastery. That's what power looks like, composure in the middle of chaos. Every great leader, every great fighter, every great builder learned this truth. Emotion is energy, but uncontrolled. Emotion is a weapon turned against yourself. You must use it, not lose it. You must channel it, not choke it. You must turn it into drive, not destruction. The world respects calm strength because it's rare. It's easy to react. It takes discipline to stay composed. It's easy to yell. It takes control to stay silent. It's easy to break. It takes power to bend without snapping. The world doesn't need more reactive people. It needs more grounded ones, more centered ones, more steady ones. When you learn to control your emotions, you start to live on a higher frequency. You attract clarity instead of confusion, peace instead of panic, direction instead of distraction. Because energy attracts energy and calm attracts control. People start to trust you because you're unshakable. Opportunities start to find you because you're stable. Even your enemies start to fear you because they can't predict you. They can't manipulate you. They can't control you. You become untouchable, not because you're perfect, but because you're centered. The real warriors of life don't fight with fists. They fight with focus. They win with awareness. They conquer with calm. Because no storm can break a person who's learned to master the wind within. Emotional control is not just power, it's freedom. Freedom from manipulation, freedom from reaction, freedom from chaos. When you master that, no enemy, no situation, no setback can steal your strength again. Let discipline and results silence every critic. The loudest person in the room is never the most powerful. The most powerful person is the one who acts while everyone else talks. Discipline is what separates dreamers from doers, and results are the proof that no argument, no rumor, no criticism can erase. You don't have to fight your critics, you just have to outwork them. You don't have to defend your vision, you just have to deliver it. Because the moment you choose discipline over distraction, consistency over comfort, purpose over popularity, you step into a level of power that noise can't touch. Discipline doesn't argue. Discipline doesn't explain. Discipline just produces results, and results speak a language that everyone understands. When you are disciplined, you stop being reactive and start being intentional. You stop chasing validation and start chasing mastery. You understand that real success isn't about one big move, it's about thousands of small choices stacked day after day, even when nobody's watching, even when nobody claps, even when it's hard. Most people lose, not because they lack talent, but because they lack consistency. They want the outcome without the grind, the praise without the patience. But the disciplined person knows that consistency beats intensity every time. You don't need to do everything fast. You just need to show up every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Because every act of discipline builds a wall, and eventually that wall becomes the fortress that protects your destiny. There will be times when people mock your effort. They'll laugh because they can't see what you're building. They'll doubt because they can't comprehend your vision. But your job isn't to convince them, it's to keep building. Every time you choose to stay focused, you're teaching them a lesson they'll never forget. You're teaching them that noise doesn't stop progress. You're teaching them that hard work doesn't need applause. The world may not see your grind right now, but they will see your results later. And when those results appear, the same mouths that mocked, you will have to go silent. Because truth doesn't need to be defended when it's demonstrated. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's not supposed to be. It's early mornings when your body says no, but your purpose says yes. It's long nights when you're tired, but quitting would cost more than fatigue. It's saying no to distractions, no to comfort, no to shortcuts that steal long-term growth. It's being loyal to your goals when your emotions have checked out. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It cares about what you're becoming. You don't have to be motivated every day, but you must be disciplined every day. Motivation fades, discipline stays. Discipline is what wakes you up when motivation sleeps. It's the voice that says, do it anyway. When you're disciplined, you stop needing to prove yourself because your work proves you. You stop chasing opinions because your results create authority. People start to notice not what you say, but what you do. Your consistency starts to intimidate those who live by excuses. Your excellence begins to silence every critic because there's no argument against proof. You can't argue with progress. You can't debate success. You can't discredit what's undeniable. That's what discipline gives you, undeniable proof of your purpose. Every step you take, every hour you invest, every sacrifice you make is building evidence that no hater can erase. You have to understand that results don't come from occasional effort. They come from relentless commitment. You can't treat your goals like a hobby and expect professional results. You can't work when it's convenient and expect extraordinary outcomes. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when it's inconvenient, even when no one notices, even when you're the only one believing in it. Discipline is the bridge between your intention and your manifestation. You can dream all you want, but without discipline, your dream is just a wish dressed in pretty words. The world doesn't reward wishes, it rewards work. And the more disciplined you become, the less you'll need to talk. Because success doesn't shout, it echoes. Critics feed on reaction. They survive on distraction. They want you to stop and engage, to argue, to explain yourself. But when you stay focused, when you let your work speak, you starve them. You take away their power. Because nothing confuses a critic like silence followed by success. When you're consistent, their words lose weight. They realize that their opinions can't stop momentum. You become a force, steady, relentless, unshakable, and that's what discipline does. It builds unbreakable momentum, the kind that keeps moving no matter what stands in front of it. You have to decide that no amount of doubt will distract you, no amount of hate will derail you, no amount of delay will destroy your drive. You have to commit to the process, not the praise, because success doesn't come to those who want it most, it comes to those who work for it longest. While others are watching, wishing, waiting, you're building, you're mastering, you're preparing, you're staying the course, and when your moment comes, it won't be luck, it'll be the harvest of discipline. Every hour you stayed up, every choice you made to push harder, every time you stayed silent and kept working instead of fighting back, all of it will speak for you. Discipline is freedom. It's freedom from regret, freedom from inconsistency, freedom from emotional chaos. When you're disciplined, you no longer depend on how you feel. You depend on who you are. You move with structure, with purpose, with clarity. You start to trust yourself more because you've proven that your word means something. You said you'd do it, and you did. That kind of self-trust is priceless. It builds confidence that no enemy can shake. Because you know what? You've sacrificed. You know what you've earned. You know what you've built. And nobody can take that from you. The disciplined person doesn't need to brag. Their life tells the story. Their results speak volumes. Their presence commands respect without demanding it, because results are the greatest argument. You don't need to announce what you're doing. Just do it until there's no need to explain. Do it until the people who doubted you start asking how you did it. Do it until your success makes noise louder than their criticism ever could. That's what discipline gives you, not just victory, but silence. The kind of silence that comes when your results have spoken for you so clearly that there's nothing left to say. There's power in staying consistent when others quit. There's strength in showing up when nobody else does. There's dominance in doing what's right even when it's not easy. Every act of discipline adds up. Every small step matters. Every decision to stay focused is another brick in the empire you're building. People may not see it now, but they will. Because discipline always reveals itself in the end. It turns the invisible into visible. It turns doubt into demonstration. It turns potential into proof. The discipline never have to fight for recognition. The results do the talking. And that is how you silence every critic without ever saying a word. Transform pain and attacks into fuel for growth. Life will test you. People will try to break you. Circumstances will challenge you. And there will be moments when the world feels like it's against you, when betrayal cuts deep, when injustice hits hard, when disappointment seems endless. But here's the truth. Pain is not your enemy. Criticism is not your enemy. Opposition is not your enemy. They are the raw material of transformation. Every hurt, every attack, every obstacle is an opportunity disguised as a trial. The people who learn to convert pain into power are the ones who rise above the noise, above the chaos, above the very people who try to hold them down. When someone attacks you, it's easy to feel small, to feel defeated, to let anger and resentment take control. But the stronger choice is to ask, what can I learn? How can I rise? How can I turn this into advantage? When you shift your perspective, the same event that was meant to destroy you becomes the very fuel you need to grow. Every insult becomes insight. Every betrayal becomes a blueprint for discernment. Every loss becomes a lesson in resilience. Growth always emerges from discomfort. Pain is the proving ground, the gym of the spirit, the place where strength is forged, not given. You must understand that transformation is never comfortable. No one becomes powerful by staying in their comfort zone. If life hits you with hardship, it is preparing you for greatness. If someone tries to harm your reputation, it is giving you the opportunity to build character, to strengthen your voice, to find who you are without approval. If doors close, it is redirecting you toward doors you were never ready to walk through before. The universe often uses pain and opposition as a sculptor uses a chisel, carving away what is unnecessary, shaping what is essential, creating the masterpiece that is your potential. The key is not to resist pain or fight every attack emotionally. The key is to extract what is valuable, internalize the lesson, and keep moving forward with purpose. Many people waste energy fighting the same battle over and over, replaying the hurt, nursing resentment, replaying every insult in their minds, but the person who grows transforms it. They take the same moments that could have paralyzed them and convert them into momentum. They learn faster, they adapt smarter, they become unshakable. Every challenge becomes a stepping stone, every attack a catalyst, every pain a teacher. When people try to hurt you, you have a choice, be a victim or be a victor. Most choose victimhood. They carry grudges, they replay the pain, they allow negativity to dictate their future, but the victor chooses differently. The victor says, I will use this, I will learn from this, I will rise because of this. That choice is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who settle for mediocrity. Pain, when embraced, becomes fuel. Criticism, when analyzed, becomes insight. Attack, when examined, becomes strategy. Every moment of opposition holds a seed, and the victors know how to plant, nurture, and harvest it. You have to recognize that the world will never stop testing you. There will always be people who doubt your abilities, challenge your integrity, or question your purpose. There will always be situations that push your limits and expose weaknesses. But the most successful people are not the ones who avoid pain, they are the ones who transform it. They learn to dance in the storm instead of waiting for it to pass. They take what is meant to hurt them and turn it into motivation, clarity, and direction. The obstacle becomes the opportunity, the attack becomes the advantage, the struggle becomes the strategy. Growth through pain requires mental discipline. You must refuse to allow emotion to cloud judgment. You must develop the ability to step back and see the bigger picture. When someone speaks harsh words, instead of reacting, ask yourself what you can learn. When betrayal strikes, instead of retreating, ask yourself how it can strengthen your boundaries and refine your vision. When failure comes, instead of surrendering, ask yourself how it can sharpen your skill set. Pain becomes fuel only when met with conscious reflection, strategic thinking, and deliberate action. Otherwise, it becomes poison, draining energy, focus, and potential. Every attack you face is also a mirror. It reflects not only who is against you, but also who you are becoming. Your response determines your growth trajectory. If you respond with bitterness, you shrink. If you respond with anger, you limit yourself. But if you respond with learning, with strategy, with resilience, you expand. Your character grows. Your mental toughness strengthens. Your emotional intelligence deepens. The energy that could have destroyed you instead powers you, propels you, and transforms you into someone stronger than the person you were before the attack. The strongest people don't live untouched by pain. They live transformed by it. They have faced betrayal, heartbreak, disappointment, and criticism, yet they emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable. They don't ignore the pain, they acknowledge it. They don't dwell on it, they analyze it. They don't let it define them, they let it refine them. The same event that could have ended their journey becomes the defining moment of their evolution. And because they have learned to transform attacks into fuel, they become unstoppable forces in their lives and the lives of others. You have to adopt the mindset that every challenge is temporary, but the strength you build from it is permanent. Every attack you survive, every hardship you endure, every insult you rise above is adding to your arsenal of resilience. You are collecting lessons, discipline, insight, and power that no one can take away. Your enemies may try to hurt you, but every attempt only equips you with tools to climb higher, reach further, and achieve more. Your growth becomes proof that the forces aligned against you were never strong enough to break you, only to build you. Pain is not punishment, it is preparation. Every attack is not an obstacle, it is an opportunity. Every negative word, every setback, every betrayal is a gift in disguise, teaching you patience, endurance, strategy, and focus. The people who master this understand that adversity is the fertilizer of greatness. They understand that what feels like destruction in the moment is often construction in disguise. They learn to channel their hurt into action, their frustration into focus, their anger into energy. They become architects of their own destiny, using the very resistance they face as the blueprint for success. Those who transform pain into growth understand the power of perspective. They understand that suffering is universal, but growth is optional. Everyone experiences difficulty, but not everyone chooses to extract lessons from it. The choice to rise above, to turn opposition into opportunity, to convert setbacks into stepping stones is what creates extraordinary lives. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And when you respond with strategy, reflection, and determination, the world's attempts to break you become the exact tools that elevate you. Every time someone tries to tear you down, you have the opportunity to build yourself up. Every time life pushes you back, you have the opportunity to launch yourself forward. Every challenge you face holds within it a lesson that will make you stronger, smarter, and more prepared for the battles to come. The person who learns to harness pain, convert it into energy, and act with purpose becomes untouchable. They take every obstacle and turn it into a foundation, every attack and turn it into momentum, every hardship and turn it into growth. You must embrace the discomfort, lean into the challenge, and refuse to let circumstances dictate your value. Your pain is not a wall to stop you. It is a ladder to climb higher. Your attacks are not chains to bind you. They are fuel to propel you. Your struggles are not burdens to carry. They are lessons to master. And when you finally internalize this principle, every enemy, every critic, every obstacle loses its power over you because you have learned to transform adversity into advantage, attacks into acceleration, and pain into unstoppable growth. Win through peace, focus, and unstoppable self-mastery. The person who dominates without fighting is not the one who raises their voice, throws punches, or engages in endless arguments. The true victor is the one who stands steady, grounded, and unshakable while chaos swirls around them. Peace is not passive. It is the ultimate form of strength. When your mind is calm, your heart is steady, and your focus is sharp, nothing and no one can move you. Your enemies may attempt to provoke you, but your power lies in your ability to rise above the noise, to act with intention, and to remain unwavering. Peace is a weapon, and focus is its guide. Focus is the engine of all mastery. Without focus, energy dissipates, intention fades, and opportunities are missed. The enemy thrives in distraction. They rely on your mind being fragmented, your attention scattered, your vision diluted. But when you learn to control your focus, you are untouchable. Focus allows you to see clearly through the fog of deception, to prioritize what truly matters, and to act with precision. Every distraction avoided, every unnecessary argument bypassed, every reaction restrained becomes a step toward unstoppable self-mastery. You begin to understand that energy follows attention, and when your attention is fully aligned with your purpose, nothing can derail you. Self-mastery is the crown of all achievement. To win without fighting, you must first master yourself. This means mastering your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and your environment. It means refusing to be controlled by fear, anger, or desire for approval. It means making decisions rooted in purpose rather than impulse. Self-mastery allows you to transform adversity into advantage, to convert criticism into clarity, and to turn opposition into opportunity. The more you master yourself, the less control others have over your life, and the more unstoppable you become. When you operate from peace, you do not engage in conflict unnecessarily. You do not allow provocation to dictate your responses. You understand that silence can be more powerful than argument, that calmness can command more respect than noise, and that restraint can achieve more than reaction. Peace is not passive submission, it is conscious choice. It is the awareness that your energy is too valuable to waste on petty battles, that your attention is too precious to squander on meaningless disputes, and that your destiny is too important to compromise for momentary satisfaction. When you are at peace, you control the battlefield without ever stepping into it. Focus amplifies peace by channeling your energy toward what truly matters. When your mind is fixed on your goals, your vision, and your purpose, nothing external can shake you. Every distraction avoided is an investment in your growth. Every thought aligned with your mission strengthens your trajectory. Focus creates momentum. It allows you to act with clarity and precision, making every move deliberate and effective. The person who can maintain focus in the face of chaos becomes invincible because their attention is their weapon and their discipline is their shield. Self-mastery requires discipline and consistency. It is not achieved overnight, and it is not maintained through shortcuts. It requires daily practice, reflection, and commitment. You must train your mind to resist reaction, your body to endure, and your spirit to persevere. You must cultivate habits that strengthen your resilience and eliminate behaviors that drain your energy. Every moment spent mastering yourself compounds over time, creating a force so strong that no enemy, no circumstance, no challenge can overpower you. Mastery of self is the foundation upon which all victories are built, and it is the key to winning without fighting. Your enemies feed on chaos, distraction, and reaction. They attempt to provoke anger, doubt, or fear because they understand that once your mind is clouded, your power diminishes. But when you maintain peace, you deprive them of influence. When you focus, you deny them access to your energy. When you master yourself, you neutralize their attacks before they even reach you. This is the essence of winning without fighting, the ability to remain unshakable, to act with intention, and to create results without being pulled into conflict. Your calm becomes your armor, your focus becomes your sword, and your self-mastery becomes your victory. Peace, focus, and self-mastery are interconnected. Peace stabilizes your mind, allowing focus to sharpen your attention. Focus directs your energy toward mastery, allowing you to take deliberate action. Self-mastery reinforces peace by ensuring your responses are aligned with purpose rather than emotion. Together, these elements create an unstoppable force that moves through the world with confidence, authority, and precision. You begin to operate at a level where external threats lose their potency, criticism becomes irrelevant, and challenges become opportunities. Your life becomes a testament to the power of composure and intention. When challenges arise, peace allows you to observe without being consumed, focus allows you to act without hesitation, and self-mastery ensures that every action aligns with your greater goals. In moments of confrontation, you do not react impulsively. You do not argue, fight, or prove yourself. You simply respond from a place of clarity, strategy, and calm strength. This creates a dynamic where your enemies are confused, frustrated, and powerless while you advance unimpeded. You achieve results without expending energy on conflict, proving that mastery and composure are more powerful than aggression. Every attack, every criticism, and every attempt to destabilize you becomes an opportunity to reinforce your power. Instead of losing energy in retaliation, you conserve it for creation. Instead of allowing distraction to dilute your impact, you use it to refine focus. Instead of reacting emotionally, you respond strategically. This approach transforms opposition into advantage, adversity into acceleration, and conflict into clarity. Winning without fighting is not about avoidance, it is about elevation. It is about operating from a level so high, so centered, and so intentional that the battlefield no longer exists on their terms, only on yours. Self-mastery requires ongoing vigilance. Peace must be cultivated daily, focus must be sharpened constantly, and personal discipline must be reinforced through repeated action. You must learn to recognize triggers, manage impulses, and align your behavior with your highest intentions. The more consistent your practice, the more automatic your mastery becomes. You reach a state where composure is instinctive, focus is second nature, and deliberate action flows effortlessly. At this point, winning without fighting becomes a natural way of life, not a strategy, because you have become the master of yourself and the architect of your reality. Focus and peace also create clarity. When your mind is calm, your vision is unobstructed. When your attention is sharp, your path forward is clear. When your actions are deliberate, every step brings you closer to your goals. Your enemies cannot cloud your judgment, your critics cannot sway your direction, and your challenges cannot derail your momentum. You move through life with precision, efficiency, and confidence. The energy that would have been wasted on conflict is now invested in creation, growth, and progress. This is the essence of unstoppable self-mastery. Using your energy intentionally, defending your focus, and maintaining peace in the face of opposition. When you cultivate peace, focus, and self-mastery, you create a life that others cannot disrupt. You become a magnet for opportunity, a model of strength, and a force of influence. Your results speak for you, your calm commands respect, and your mastery inspires others. You no longer need to prove yourself, fight battles, or engage in conflict to be recognized. Your presence alone, powered by intentionality, discipline, and clarity, asserts authority and earns respect. You achieve outcomes that seem effortless to outsiders because your internal alignment amplifies your external impact. Winning without fighting is not about avoidance or passivity. It is about deliberate action guided by clarity, peace, and focus. It is about refusing to be dragged into emotional conflicts, maintaining energy for what truly matters, and using every moment strategically. Every obstacle becomes a stepping stone. Every criticism becomes feedback. Every attack becomes motivation. You operate at a level where the external world cannot dictate your state, derail your progress, or diminish your power. Your life becomes a testament to the extraordinary force of calm, focus, and self-mastery, demonstrating that true victory does not require confrontation, only alignment with purpose.